I'm trying to pick up
I
where we
know, I'm
left off.
German.
All right, so this is my take on all this. While said person was president,
Uh-huh.
I believe that he gave a lot of our money away, and Trump got it back for us.
I don't know why you believe that.
I well, I'm gonna tell you why I believe it. I believe I saw in the news,
Well,
not just the news, but I'm seeing all over the media
right.
outlets
Well,
him and
you believe
his
everything
meetings
you
with
read.
president. Not everything I read, what I'm seeing, what I saw him speak with the president Zelensky,
Uh-huh.
and
Do you remember the phone call he made to Zelensky?
I remember the conversation they had, and in this conversation and agreement, he's asking
No, he
for.
wasn't asking. He was blackmailing.
Okay, he's not. He's no. He's you could say he's asking because if he was demanding, he would
No,
say,
it's not
"Hey,
demanding. It's a blackmail call.
why
It's a
would you?
blackmail call.
Why would you call
He
it a
said,
blackmail?
I would call it a blackmail call because he said, if you agree with me, we'll give
You
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 help.
two countries in the war. You two people in the fight. I'm trying to referee this fight.
No, he's
I'm
not
trying
trying to
to. No,
referee.
I got a referee.
If
I'm not
if
jumping
if
you.
he if he if he if he wants to be Putin, let him want to be Putin.
No, I
But
ain't
don't
talking
let
about that.
him.
I'm talking about the money he getting back. You said how did? Let me just make the point real quick. You said how
Yes,
did he get money back? He negotiated a deal for 500 billion. Right now, this other shit about the Earth matter and stuff.
I don't know what
That's
that
gonna
is.
be next generation. That's
I
above
don't know
my
what that is. It
knowing.
AI?
But it's still
Is it
money.
AI?
Listen, it's money that we wouldn't have had. This is all
But
money
there's
we
two
wouldn't
kinds of
have
money.
even. It's
There's the
that's so that's
money.
that's the deal back. That's what I'm saying. This is money.
There's narco money. If you took the narco money out of our economy, we would implode. The drug money, if you took it out, it's under the table.
Yeah,
Like
but
nobody sees it.
but
It's washed. It's washed. It's
let's.
washed.
But I'm talking about the issues at hand. The
Okay.
issues at hand
About
is
our politics. Let's talk about it.
right politics.
I love politics.
Right,
I should have been a poli sci major, but I didn't want to do it
right.
because I would get a little too heady and stay in school forever.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I believe that
I was supposed to go to Cal on my poli sci shit, but
yeah,
I ended up just going to state school because we go to state school. We're immigrants.
right, right.
So even when you're given like the option to go to Cal, fuck that shit.
But
We're
how's a
not elitists. We're not elitists. We are working class. We are working
Melons?
class.
What's up? What's up, Lucia? Guy, Melons guy. Something knows. What's good, love? Hey, go ahead, and give me a like. You got a lot to say. Thank you for the comments.
We're immigrants and we are working class. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's not to say that we are not longshoremen. We are, but we are working class. We are blue collar, and blue collar built this country. The unions built this country. I don't know why people are so anti-union. Unions brought the 40-hour work week, brought an end to child labor, and people are against unions. How do you think you got your 40-hour work week?
No, that's a fact. I agree with
How do
you.
you think that child labor stopped in this country? Because of the unions. And people are so anti-union here on the Eastern Seaboard, especially here in the dirty, like Fort Lickerdale. I love this city. I chose this city. I chose here instead of going back to Cali. I could go back to Cali. That was my option, but I chose to come back here. This is where my life's blood is.
Right, right,
Feet to the fire. I don't care.
right.
I mean, it makes me feel alive.
But as far as um what you was referencing, you were saying that
Business for business sakes, I'm all for it.
yeah, and that's what's going on right now. Great business. I believe what's happening right now is deals are being brokered.
What
That
deals are being brokered that are good for you?
what deals are being brokered that are good for me?
Yep.
More job opportunities.
Okay,
More.
but you
Well, no,
didn't
no,
have
no,
this in the
no.
last administration.
No, I did not.
Why do you
Because
feel you didn't have it?
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't have it because the labor market was being suppressed through immigration, meaning that you're bringing in motherfuckers who saying I will do it for less, which gives this company no incentive to ever pay me more, and then this little weight work scale that they put you on of when you're supposed to actually make more because there's people like myself who were scared to be an entrepreneur in life and who did things the hard way of this 40-hour work week in which you just spoke. So hear me out.
Okay.
So in which I said, okay, I got to do it the slow grind. I got to work hard. Listen, hear me out. And then here comes whoever next to me, barely speak English.
I'm not saying that they
no. And it doesn't even matter if they do speak, even if they do.
People that come here on vacation speak English, please.
Listen. Even if they freaking don't, the jobs look at it as a variety of motherfuckers to run through. The job is just running through motherfuckers.
You think H1
like
a only
like a number. And so with that said, jobs is like this. It was their way of having a different country. That's why they do human trafficking. It was like it. First of all, it promotes human trafficking. First of all,
human trafficking?
The fucking companies, the corporations. Because guess what? When I'm getting these motherfuckers in, and I can suppress the work market and keep you motherfuckers while we making goddamn billions and billions extra every fucking year, and we can somehow justify. Hold up, hear me out. We can somehow justify. Mind you, we got lobbyists, right?
I want to be a lobbyist.
Right. So we got.
I want to be a lobbyist.
We give you your politicians. So whoever the fuck politician you liking. So.
No, that's not true.
Well, okay, agree to disagree.
And AOC, I'm not a huge fan.
I'm not a huge fan either. I don't really know her,
like her,
so I can't say that I'm a huge fan of her.
I like her. I think she's righteous. And that's why she beat the old guard.
Well, maybe she should go higher and take Chuck Schumer's spot.
And she should.
Okay.
And she should. Chuck Schumer is old. He needs to retire.
I mean,
he lost this election. They lost this election.
So maybe she should call it out instead of be quiet about it. That's what Trump would do. That's why I respect Trump. Trump will call that shit out. He didn't say no. That's what he did. That's how Trump became president. No, listen. Trump had the meanest fucking run to president anybody ever had. That Republican primary is classic. You don't think?
We have to agree to disagree.
It was a roasting section. It was It was class. It was no. Let me tell you what kind of class it is. First of all, it was upper echelon class because it was that It was that sophisticated. No, I'm gonna tell. It was sophisticated. It was like I give you a perfect example. Tucker Carlson annoys the fuck out of me.
I don't know who Tucker Carlson is. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, who would be his? It was that preppy. I'm preppy, but I'm well. It's that elitist mindset. Cause mind you, everybody on the.
No elitist.
Well, you're no elitist, but everybody on that stage that night was an elitist, and he had the elitist of the elitist mindset amongst them.
Which stage? Which night?
On the Republican primary when Trump first was running for president.
Well, I didn't watch it. I'm not.
What I'm saying is he outclassed a bunch of elitist men and made them look like little boys, and then it propelled him into presidency.
Because that's the persona he's selling.
It's not a persona he's selling. It's something that he actually is. I done seen motherfucking.
That's what everybody believes.
Man,
you need.
Give me a. Are you saying he's a bully? Are you saying?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I need a president that's a bully.
That's what I'm saying.
I need that.
He is a bully. Bullies don't win. Bullshit
I need
don't
a president that's a bully.
Bullshit don't fly.
I don't need a president that's a coward. What's the opposite of a bully?
Who was that coward? Tell me what.
The last guy.
He was not a coward.
The guy before that.
Oh, please.
I'm not talking about Trump when he ran before that. I'm talking about the guy before that.
Who? Which one?
The guy we just spoke so heavily of, who I voted for twice and helped campaign to elect.
You think Barack was a coward?
Hell yeah, he was a coward.
What coward? He was Jackie Robinson.
Because he didn't get shit done. He was a fucking puppet. He was... Baby girl, I just told you he built that gym. Meanwhile, we was fucking still having talks about reparation, which I ain't heard of reparations in fucking forever. Why this nigga never. And I just pardon me because you got me saying this nigga. This brother.
Okay. I mean,
this brother.
You can use that word if you're part of the tribe.
It's very disappointing because he's a game spitter. He was like a pimp. He's like, well, I know I could put on a great impression. Well, America, my name is Barack Obama and
and you know what he sounds like? He sounds just like his granddaddy.
Well, see, I got a good game, and I damn sure put it on a good show for you niggas, I used to watch Martin Luther King, and
where did he go?
And I got a good message for you.
And he went to the best
all that crazy stuff, you feel me? So
he came from Hawaii, went to Cali, and then went to Harvard. And then went to Harvard. Yes.
No, listen.
Went
He's
to Harvard Law.
brilliant.
The best of the best goes to
Listen,
Harvard Law.
listen.
The best of the best
Listen.
goes to Harvard Law.
If you look at his like personal life and like you say, look at his beautiful woman, most beautiful
Of course.
first lady ever.
Yes. And she
Had
made him.
yeah, listen,
made
awesome
him.
relationship like LeBron and Savannah. It's awesome.
She
That's
made him.
dope.
Without Michelle,
That's
there
dope.
would be no Barack.
But we're just
Without
talking
Michelle,
about
there would be no Barack.
presidents is a job. It's not a fucking classification where you just get to be fucking.
Without Michelle, there would be no Barack.
But you understand.
She made him black.
Oh, she definitely made him black. Oh, you ain't never lied then. Well, we salute. She definitely gave him his blackness. She gave him his G pass. Well, we solidified him, and that's what put him over the top. And that's what allowed black people to vote him in twice when he ain't do shit the first term. And we didn't see the shit. Meanwhile, more niggas was more. It was like they were showing us this shadow government in which Trump speaks of. Because let me tell you what I mean by that. More black people
Deals
listen. I ain't all this black shooting shit. Listen, Trayvon, all this shit.
Trayvon.
All this shit.
Let's talk about Trayvon.
No, I ain't just talking about Trayvon. I'm talking about you gonna have to name a whole list of Trayvon and Shamir Rice
and Guzman.
Freaking you gotta damn talk about way before the Armadillo way back. I can't even pronounce his name, but that was been happening. But ever since then, with Eric Garner again choked. The whole all that happened under Obama. So much stuff happened I couldn't even remember all that stuff. Baltimore riots, all this shit. This is the point that I'm making. No, they stood these for. We're not gonna get too deep into this shit.
No, let's do it.
Let's do it then. Well, fuck it. The Fraternal Order showed they ass. That was for one. They showed they ass. And Obama, the president, leader, chief, who can write executive orders, he could have did some shit. Listen, hear me out.
Yeah.
He could have did some shit like how Trump did. How Trump doing now, which is he put his life on the fucking line. Ain't nobody try to ever kill Obama. Think about that.
Really? Oh, really?
I ain't see the shit.
Were you there?
I ain't see the shit. Were you there when Trump was getting shot at?
No.
Were you there when the motherfucking sniper was in the bush? Okay, then. So that's my point, motherfucker. He said, "Listen,
he was getting threatened because he is."
Trump said 1K shit. The 1K shit he said, I'm a consequential president. That mean consequences. That mean when I'm elected, motherfuckers gonna feel this shit, whether they like it or not. And all these rest of these presidents had the opportunity to make motherfuckers feel their agenda.
I don't understand.
You have my bad, I'm gonna just say this, and I'm over talking you. You have constituents, you have an agenda. You're supposed to stick to the agenda that your constituents vote you in for. When you don't do that, fucking, that's what you are as a regular president that motherfuckers forget about. When you stick to the fucking the script, the agenda that you set.
At us when Obama was in, the rest of the world looked up at us. We were leaders in the world when Obama was in. When President, was in, the rest of the world laughed at us. They laughed at us.
How did they look up to us? In what aspect?
Like, oh shit! Look at them! Look at them! Look at the clown they put in. You know what the clown brings? He brings the circus.
No, what I'm saying is when Obama, you said the rest of the world looked up to us when Obama. In what regards?
In regards of we had an eloquent president. He could speak eloquently. What he said, people filled stadiums for. I filled those stadiums. I work for nothing. I volunteer.
How did this benefit Americans?
It benefited Americans in that we were proud to be who we were. We were proud of our leader.
We were proud of our leader. Was we proud of our pockets?
I'm proud of who we are.
Or was we proud of our pockets?
Well, proud of our pocket or not proud of our pockets, just pride in general is a good thing. I think we've lost it. I think we fight for nothing. We are all in the same boat. And once we figure that out, then we can figure out all the other shit.
I think, 08.
I think 08 was beautiful.
That's what that was after the housing crash and shit. Like
the housing crash was gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest of the world went through it too.
So he's picking up this shit, right?
He's picking up the shit after George W.
Start off pretty good. Got the picking up a lot of shit after George
Yeah,
W.
George W. left two shoes to
But
be shined.
but
Left two shoes to be shined.
and I want to get back to the Obama shit, but then what we spoke off before I went live was you said now that you believe George W.
Was a good president.
That's what you said.
He has humility. He comes from a Mayflower family. George W. is blue-blooded. He comes from a family that came off the Mayflower.
What I'm saying is, what made him a great president?
What
You just said that Obama had to pick up the damn tab from him. So somebody had to be a bad president along the way.
Yeah.
It's been bad presidents, a lot
George
of them.
W. was mistakenly unaware of things, or at least that's what he portrayed. He portrayed that he was a little goofy, but George W. knew everybody's name. At a barbecue, who would gravitate to who? Everybody would gravitate to W, more so than H, more so than his dad.
Right.
But his dad put his vice president in there. Why? Because W needed the help. And they left the presidency stronger than they found it. And I don't believe in that.
Wait a minute. Back up real quick. He says that put his vice president. Who are we talking about again? You talking about the first George W?
First George W. Put Dick Cheney in.
The first George W. put Dick Cheney in?
Yes, not his vice president. Sorry, his vice president was Quayle.
Okay.
So Cheney is a Bush crony.
Right.
I love Dick Cheney. I love Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is the only Republican with balls. She's got everybody else's balls in the Republican public. And I apologize for that crudeness, but she's got the balls that no other Republican leader has. And she's not in, they voted her out, but guess what? She's the one.
Wait a minute. So, could you say it's safe to say
she don't care.
You like Liz Cheney over Dick Cheney, and they're two different politicians, although they're blood, but maybe one is great and one is awful?
No, that's not what I said.
No, I'm saying like that would be my perspective, because if George W. Bush wasn't a good president.
No, he was a great president. He was a great president. We all felt proud to be Americans under George W. Yeah. We're like, let's go get him. Norman Schwarzkopf had it right. You fucking want to come rain fire on us, we're going to fucking bomb your asses. Norman Schwarzkopf is my fucking general. If I could vote for a president that was a general, it would be Stormin' Norman.
Stormin' Norman.
Hell yeah. Fucking, you want to come rain fire in New York City, we're going to come fucking rain fire on you. Excuse me for that swearing. You want to come to our country and rain hell here, we coming for you. We coming for you. And best believe we got the best armed forces in the world. Best believe we police the world. I don't care what anybody says. We police the world. We coup wherever we want to coup. I don't care what anybody says.
I know there's no litmus test for what makes a great president, but how are we defining what,
makes a great president?
Yeah.
There's no litmus test. I think a great president is Eisenhower. Ike was a great president because he was a soldier. And so he understood when he came in that you make America great. And America's never stopped being great. I think that's where there's this huge disconnect. America will never, ever stop being great. So this bull about like, oh, let's make America great again. We never stopped being great. We just didn't have our eye on the prize for a moment. Like, we would never, ever stop being great. This hate of immigrants, because they undercut the job force market. I don't have that.
But see, this is the thing, though, right?
I mean, this country was made. Okay, if I were African American, like my ancestry was slavery, I didn't come here through any actions of my own.
Right.
I understand. You guys are native.
Right.
Okay. If I were a tribe, a Native American tribe, you guys are native. This is your fucking land.
Right.
Everybody else, they're interlopers.
Facts.
Everybody else, they're interlopers. Y'all just came.
Facts.
You just all appeared on the scene of the accident. And you're all, please tell me that you are native or you are black. If you are native or black, then you are American. If you are anything else, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. You are not American.
Right.
You are American born.
Right.
But you are not American.
Facts.
And so this whole thing about like make America great again, America never stopped being great. America never stopped being great. I mean, if we were going through a hiccup, the whole thing with the orange cult is that it's kind of hiccup. But I'm just doing what I need to do and getting through it because this will pass.
Right.
I mean, and we lost the election. It was a huge mandate. Most of the country said "fuck you" to the political party that I was a part of. Said "fuck you" to oh Jesus, sorry for swearing.
No, but and but I just said.
But you know what? Most of it is, and this is where I swear and blame, is most of it is white women.
No,
Most
no,
of
no,
it is
no.
white women.
Before you get into that
No,
demographic,
no, no. I'm getting into the demographic because it means a lot. Because if anybody gets anything, as far as like power and clout, it's white American women. They're always protected. They're always protected.
Mm-hmm.
And when Hillary ran against Barack, Hillary was like, "Oh shit, this black man is beating on me."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what the fuck is that bullshit?
Right.
What the fuck is that bullshit, Hillary? I'm gonna call you on that shit.
Mm.
Because, you know, oh, Bill can cheat all he wants to, and I can take that. So I can take that from that black man, but I'm not
Right,
going
right.
to take it from this actual black man.
And if we're gonna go a little further, it was allegations back in the days with when he was governor of Arkansas, and there was a lady in the room. She said she was in the room with him,
Mm-hmm.
and she said he bit her tongue, which is some super freaky shit, like to keep her from screaming, and whatever have you happened after that.
Bill Clinton is a womanizer.
Allegedly, and
He's a
then
womanizer.
she said,
But he's not a sexual predator.
allegedly, she
He's a womanizer.
saw Hillary at a campaign raiser after that, shortly after. This is way before he was in president, like in the 70s and shit.
Yeah.
And fucking, she said Hillary just gave her that look, like, bitch, shut up, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because Hillary knows the seat of power. She knows the seat of power is her husband.
Yeah.
She knows the seat of power is her husband, and she wanted that.
Yeah.
Because you know what she said? She said, we were the president. And she's not lying. She made Bill just as much as Bill made Bill.
Right, right.
Hillary is like way old money.
I mean, he's the first of, you could say, listen, you could say, instead of Bill Clinton, black people like to say first black president, he's the first Obama. Obama's the second Bill Clinton. That finesse, smooth talker, chick, stanky, handsome
Bill
shit
went
like
to
that.
Oxford. Bill went to Oxford. He's a Rhodes Scholar. I mean, of course.
And so, but what I'm saying, back to like, just, what do you define as a great president?
What I define as a great president is a person that makes us all proud to be brothers and sisters in America.
But I think Americans make each other proud to be Americans.
Really?
I don't think I think it's the times that you have inside the country that make you proud to be American, more so than a politician can make you.
I saw a lot of people that had Trump flags in the first run not have them in the second run.
But what I'm saying is they was proud something at some point, right?
At some point.
Right.
But then they figured that bullshit doesn't fly.
But what I'm saying, no, I'm saying before MAGA even came along, they was proud about something.
What do you mean? Clarify.
Meaning that MAGA was a term that was but what I'm saying, it was a term that was a term that was birthed. But although while it was birthed, this is people who collectively, it's like middle school to high school, meaning that, okay, you start meeting more different people who was under a different umbrella.
All I have to say to you.
It kind of galvanized.
This is all I have to say to you. I was red, white, and blue before y'all were. I'm a military brat. My dad was in 22 years. So you waving the flag, wearing the flag, that shit is disrespectful. Don't wear the flag on your body. Especially not in your, a flag is a bikini. That's disrespectful to the flag. People died for that flag.
You said a flag is a bikini is disrespectful?
Yes. Why is the flag touching your underparts? That's the flag. And when somebody burns the flag, I have respect for that. They have no respect for this country. They are so mad with this country that they're going to burn it. I have respect for that. When I see a flag that's flying and it's tattered, burn that shit. Take that shit down, clean it, and put it back up. I tell people all the time, your flag is unconditioned to fly. Go clean it up. My dad is a fighting man, and he's a volunteer fighting man. Go clean that shit up. I told them at the Salvation Army, By the way, the flag behind you is tattered. That's disrespectful. Clean that up.
Mm.
Go wash it, clean it up. Otherwise, burn it and get a replacement. People die for this flag. They die for their family, the country, and this flag.
You know, it's so funny because when the light hits you,
Mm.
I can see like how the proudness that people felt with Obama, because I can almost see like a Obama Malia with the whatever the ultimate in your face, like
That's my dad. That's my dad.
yeah.
I'm his legacy.
But I'm talking about just strictly from as a president though. Is
As a
his
president,
he to me, if he would have went in with the Trump approach, he would have got assassinated. To be honest, he would have got assassinated if he would have went in with the Trump approach. Executive order this, executive order that. Fuck it, executive order reparations day one. Up,
well,
get this
couldn't
Negro
do
out of
that
here.
because he was the Jackie
Which,
Robinson
but people
of
always say
presidents.
he couldn't do that. He definitely could have did that. He chose
He was
not
the
to do that.
Yes.
He
you're
probably
right.
regrets
You're
not
right.
doing it.
He does.
But
I'm sure.
he definitely didn't
I'm
do
sure
it, and
he
the
does. I'm
disappointed
sure there's
Negroes
lots
like
of
me who
regrets.
cried when he was the president and all happy, like, oh, we finna get some
cried.
change.
I cried.
That shit was like all dress up.
Jesse Jackson cried.
It was a
Jesse
gesture.
Jackson is moved to tears.
Jesse
You're
Jackson.
a fool if you didn't cry. If Jesse Jackson is moved to tears, you're a fool if you didn't cry.
Mamma mia. That's real now. Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson cried. Jesse Jackson was there when Jesse Jackson was a youngster when Martin Luther King was
Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
That's just what it all hits it.
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson, but no. This is hell.
Jesse Jackson and his Rainbow Coalition, you know.
Oh, somebody had to agree with you in here real quick. Let me just read what it has said. It said, yo, I had no idea what he's talking about. The rich, not right. Liz has the ball of Trump. We're great, but we're also getting fought, aka the richest country, and we still don't feel that the wealth in our people. And that's then that's a fact. Okay. And that's how it's been. We've been richest country for the longest, but we wasn't feeling it, right? And that's what the whole thing. Listen, we still not this. Listen, first of all, is this he's still what 4 months, 5 months in, right? President. Not.
But the rest of the world is schooling us. The rest and Canada. Oh my God, our biggest trade partner. Our neighbors to the north.
Let me get into that real quick. I love
state number 51. What kind of bullshit is that?
Listen. State definitely state number 51. We take care of them. We can't keep babying everybody. No, we not.
They are definitely
you know why
not.
you say that everybody loved America when the bomb and all these? Because these motherfuckers giving all Americans money fucking away. No, Canada, stop giving our shit away. And then you said bailing out GM was a good thing for Americans.
Bailing out GM
how did that help Americans?
Because Chevy's are made in America.
Oh, that's why we got them big ass Chevy Camaros that's sitting on lots all backed up through years now. All these lots is backed up. These lots is sinking again.
Lots are backed
they
up.
about to need to be built out again because they trying to sell fucking cars that are fiberglass for $80,000 because of some kids, and then these shits get stolen so fast these days, and then motherfuckers
because we are in the most
for $80,000. They shits is sitting.
80 grand.
80 grand used to be a goddamn.
Can buy a house in some places.
It definitely can, and that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't get smarter, and they are getting smarter, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's why you never buy new.
Well,
I used to sell the Chevy.
It was predatory lending what started all of this, and that's what got them into that. So that was their fault. They did the predatory lending. They put people in situations where they knew they wasn't gonna be able to pay that shit off.
Financial is a bank,
and then they went ahead and resold the car on the aftermarket. That's what they didn't tell the people. They resell these cars after they repossess these motherfuckers, and they still sell them to a secondary kind of place like a used car. And then, so that's why you got to check the title on most of these shits and check the history of this shit. But the point is, they was doing predatory loans. They got caught. That shit tanked on them. And then they got bailed out. That money that Obama used on them. And then they turned around. Goldman Sachs fucking gave bonuses in his face. In his face.
Yes, but that's
in front of the people. So
that's Goldman Sachs. That's Goldman Sachs.
Listen,
that's what they do.
So
they are bankers. Bankers are bankers. I'm not going to disagree with Goldman Sachs.
But
ever.
Right.
I love Goldman Sachs.
That's
I
awesome.
love Goldman Sachs.
That's dope.
I love Goldman Sachs. Okay.
So
Goldman Sachs, when you do an internship for Goldman Sachs, they pay for your place in Manhattan, and then they pay you for the internship. Hell yeah, I know, because my girl from Stanford did that internship in 2011.
I think.
Here's the shout out to you.
Yeah, that's tight. That's tight.
In 2011, she graduated. I'm sorry, Sarahi. In 2011, she graduated, and she's from right here. She's from Florida.
Okay, that's
she's
cool.
Cuban, and she's Cuban.
Okay.
Sarahi. Oh gosh, what is your last name? I've forgotten. It's been a long time since '07.
But you know, the thing is, he bailed out these people.
We
And,
bailed them out because we needed to do it as
no,
an
you don't need to
economy.
bail out rich
As
people.
an
Rich,
economy.
that's what they own money for. That's what they
No.
own money for. Or they
No.
declare Chapter 7 bankruptcy. They fucking, hey, and then whatever happens after that. But the money doesn't get paid for fucking cleaning up private fucking businesses or even public traded fucking companies. You public traded, then that means you tank.
Okay.
In that case, they could have fucking built out Enron. Why they didn't build out Enron?
Because
Enron was the same fucking shit. Motherfuckers fucking up shit, fucking up the money.
Yes, you're right.
That's how it comes.
I'm not in disagreement with you, but they didn't bail them out because they had to let them die. They had to let them die. You know why? Because they were corrupt.
What do you think all the predatory lending is? What company? Show me a company that ain't operating under corruption.
Enron was supremely corrupt, and GM is not, because there's a lot of people that work for GM that are good people. 1 in 7 Americans, I could be wrong with my stats there. 1 in 7 Americans works for a car company.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and we want to keep Chevy. We want to keep made in America.
And guess what? They want to keep record profits, and that's the problem.
And it's true.
When you want to keep record profits
Chevy,
and you're doing bad.
Chevy as their leader after they get bailed out, a woman. Why a woman? Because she knows how to clean up. She knows how to clean up the mess. She was the first CEO of a major car company that was a woman. I worked for Chevy in 2014, and our new CEO was a woman. And why? Because Chevy fucked up and had to get bailed out. But it had to get bailed out. Like the Chevy Corvette? Are you kidding? What is more American than a Chevy Corvette and a Chevy Camaro and a Chevy Suburban and a Tahoe?
Mm-hmm.
A Chevy SUV.
Well, Ford, everything. But even still, though, any fucking company, I feel is free game, meaning that it's free market. That's what free market enterprise is about.
I understand.
So fucking, if we're gonna say free market enterprise, that means freedom to feel as well.
It
right,
does.
we can't just be fucking using government goddamn money from public funds. Same thing with the NFL. No, it's the same shit.
Okay. Let's talk about the NFL. Let's talk about the NFL.
Right.
Let's talk about the NFL and Colin Kaepernick.
No, I'm just talking about the money of it, though.
Okay, the money of the NFL. How come you cannot hire a man that is super qualified and still young enough to be a quarterback in the league? His 9th game was the Super Bowl. Game number 9 for Colin Kaepernick was the Super Bowl. So he kneeled. But who did he talk to? He talked to an Army guy. He talked to an in-service guy that said, if you want to kneel, I have no quarrels with you. Because America is a racist country. And I understand if you want to do that because you are black or have some black in you, I understand. You go ahead and you do that. I stand behind you. When somebody that is a volunteer fighter says that to you, you have all the rights in the world. And all of you that jumped off...
Hold on, real quick. Just 1 second. Just hold that thought. Cass P say, I am so lost. So we were talking about a variety of issues and the money of the country and how is money being spent and wasted and whatnot. And then I was bringing up how if a corporation and free market, if you're a corporation, you deserve to fail just like you deserve to win.
I understand.
And so that's the inform whoever was lost. And then she brought up I brought up the NFL to make a point, but then she brought up Colin Kaepernick, and here we are. And then so if you can remember your point.
Okay, so let's go back to corporations and let them
fail. But you were saying with Colin Kaepernick, I want you to finish off your point. Somebody just said
Colin Kaepernick and Coach
his ninth game. His
ninth game was the Super Bowl, and guess what? They lost the Super Bowl, and why? Because it was rigged.
Okay, but back to the point of the kneeling, though. You said something very critical about the kneeling. That
what was critical about
the army guy
was he talked to some in-service person that said, if you disagree with the way this country treats your people, I have no qualms with you kneeling. And kneeling is better than kneeling.
And that's before he even took his first kneel, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I
so he kind of he conferred with somebody to ask what their opinion was before he did it. Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Colin Kaepernick, as a child, wrote a letter that said he wanted to be quarterback for the 49ers. Like, you put into prophecy or legacy or whatever it is, you put into action with your words.
Right.
And it came true for him. I mean, a young man that is adopted by a family. Kaepernick. What kind of a name is Kaepernick? Like, hardly anybody can say that name.
Right, correct.
You know, I mean, he's half and half. Like, you know, or he's biracial. Like, whatever that is, you know, like, he is still, his legacy is he is from the black slave. You know, I mean, and then Kamala, she is from the black slave too. How come everybody says, like, oh, Bob Marley is black, but Kamala's not? She's Jamaican too. How come she's not and he is?
Because what they're saying is her people are Indian people who are like immigrants of Jamaica. Like, Jamaicans distinguish that. No, Jamaicans do distinguish that, especially with, trust me, they got a lot of
her dad is Jamaican black.
They say Indian black. That's what I've heard.
Her Indian side is her mother's side. Her mother is from India.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yes, I know.
I could have sworn what I said. You sure that is Jamaican?
Absolutely positive.
Like black Jamaican, Afro black Jamaican.
Afro black Jamaican. He is a He is a professor at Stanford College on neo-Marxist economies.
Okay.
Yeah. And he went to Cal, and her mother went to Cal too.
So
both he and her mother went to Cal. Cal is called Cal and not Berkeley sometimes because it's the first California university.
Okay, gotcha.
So her parents, her mother coming from India and her father coming from Jamaica, happened to meet each other and had Kamala and her sister. And then they divorced, and because the courts were good to the moms, her mom got full custody and took the girls with her, and they grew up in Canada. So, you know, I know Kamala's high school was in Canada, and her sister has a daughter named Mina, and Mina was at the office I was in Stanford for the Obama campaign. Mina, oh my God, you're great. She worked for Facebook. She's beautiful. She's like the epitome of being black and white and everything. You know, and you come from good stock.
That's a beautiful thing.
She's a great girl.
She's
a great woman.
I think listen,
with her kids.
Good fight. She fought a good fight, but at the end of the day, I just think that
she fought a good fight, but she was losing.
It definitely wasn't meant for her.
It wasn't meant for her. It wasn't meant for her because they didn't let it happen. They talked about some stupid bullshit.
No, but what I'm saying, it just wasn't meant.
No,
she wasn't fit for president.
No, what I'm saying is this: she was fit. She was fit. She was fit. She was fit enough. She is the most qualified person. She can fight like you don't believe.
In the country?
She is the most qualified person in the country. She can fight like you can't believe. She always says, "Say it to my face. Say it to my face. If you're going to say it behind my back, say it to my face. I dare you to come say it to my face."
I think
Kamala is a prosecutor. She says, "Come and say it to my face." She says, "I met lots of men like you."
This is the thing with her, though.
She's a prosecutor.
You know the thing with what prosecutors aren't accustomed to? They're not accustomed to a firm line of questioning.
This is true.
And when she was questioned with a firm line of questioning,
from who?
You can feel the...
From who?
From anyone. Any interviewer. Just hear me out real quick. Anytime some... prosecutors aren't used to people being stern with them because they're used to being the bullies. And when you're running and interviewing for a presidency, which quintessentially you're doing when you're campaigning.
Look at what they did to Joe.
And she's getting drilled with these questions during these debates. She was folding.
All I'm saying is look at what they did to him. Do you think if I were her, I'd let them do that shit to me? I'd say, fuck y'all. excuse me. I say, you know what? Y'all can jump. I'm in this seat, and you stay the hell over there until I say you can come here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't solicit a conversation with me unless I solicit a conversation with you. Hell yeah.
Oh, you talking about what you would have said if you was Kamala to Joe?
Yes.
No, definitely.
Not Kamala to Joe.
Oh, who?
Kamala to the reporters. Don't solicit a conversation with me because I have not solicited.
Solicit a conversation with them.
Yes. Don't talk to me unless you are spoken to. That's what my answer would have been. Speak when you are spoken to. Otherwise, hold your water. Hold your water.
But then
hold your water. Look at what they did to Joe. Look at what they did to Joe. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
he's kidding. I'm going to give you a chance.
He's
I'm going to give you a chance to come and do that to me.
He's senile though.
He's
what did they do to Joe?
What
did he do to himself?
Maybe he is. Maybe he's not.
He had no business running for president. I had no business voting for him. I drank the Kool-Aid. I was just.
Oh, you drank the Kool-Aid then, but you didn't drink the Kool-Aid now.
Because this is what I'm telling you. I originally voted for Jill Stein,
yeah,
but only reason I voted for Joe Biden because I was like, you know what?
You know why you voted for Joe Biden? You know why you voted for Joe Biden?
Listen, I was ungrateful.
Ungrateful for what?
I didn't see the money that I had made under Trump. I was complaining about all the shit that he talked because he talked major shit. Well, that was the biggest hurdle to get past. But I was able to, once I was able to get past it, he grew on me like a fungus. And
okay, you know what happens to bullies? You know what happens to bullies? They get bullied by somebody else. And you know who's bullied him right now? Do you know who has bullied him right now?
Who?
Canada. The new Prime Minister of Canada said
Justin Trudeau?
Justin Trudeau is no longer the...
Oh, you talking about... No, I just want to say, because he went on his way out. My bad. You're right.
Justin Trudeau has legacy. Justin Trudeau's father was Prime Minister as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he has legacy.
Okay.
So he wasn't, his dad wasn't, and now we got somebody new in Canada, and they said, you know what? We're not going to sell you our stuff. Go find it somewhere else. We'll sell it to China before we sell it to you. Our number one trading partner.
Listen.
No.
We can annex that shit in a heartbeat. We can annex that shit in a heartbeat. What's good?
Hello.
And like,
nice to meet you.
And so, it's like how we can annex that. Yes. We can literally take over if we wanted to.
Oh, really?
No, I'm serious.
No, you can't do that.
No,
you can't. That's illegal. You cannot do that. That's illegal. You know how Russia went into Ukraine? That shit is illegal.
But it would be way more easier. It wouldn't be no Ukraine. It wouldn't even be a question.
The rest of the world would come and rain fire on us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The rest of the world, no, they go play with us like that.
No, yes, they would.
But I'm not saying. I'm not listening.
Germany now has. Germany has.
Not saying that's what be the practical approach.
Please try and do that. Please try and do that. Please try and do that.
No, well,
try and do that and see what happens. Martial law, the generals take over. I'm happy to have the generals take over.
Listen.
I am happy to have the generals take over.
Yeah.
I'm a military brat. Best believe it.
Right.
22 years my dad was in. Red, white, and blue, baby. That's life's blood.
Yeah.
I grew up with the Stars and Stripes newspaper. I grew up with AFN, American Armed Forces Networks.
Right.
I grew up in Germany. I went to American high school in Baumholder. Here's my shout out to the Rock. Baumholder is called the Rock because it's a little bit rocky.
Okay.
And my dad was a light fighter, and he was part of the first of the 19th light fighters. They flew in helicopters anywhere in the world.
Wow, super cool.
So my dad was air cav. And somebody said, air cav, what is that? Like, you know, he said, your dad is cavalry, and he said, he rides horses. I was like, no, he rides helicopters.
Yeah,
that's the new horse.
Air cab, you said?
Air cav.
Air calf.
Air
calf,
cavalry.
like a cavalry. Air calf for short, but
yes.
air cavalry. Yeah, okay.
Air, like the helicopters are the new horses.
Right.
But they went back to horses in Afghanistan, of course, because the train asked for horses.
That's something. Right. Why? Because the terrain, you say?
The terrain is hilly and mountainous. And
right.
It's easy to ride a horse in there.
They do camels as well?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Camel's fast, ain't it? Them
Camels
motherfuckers
are
got like
fast.
races
But
and shit.
yeah, this is true.
And them
This is true. I've never
motherfuckers.
seen a camel I didn't like.
Yeah.
They're so cute. I like their lashes.
Yeah, that's dope.
And they
They
just
got the
chew.
pretty
They
lashes.
just chew and spit, and they don't care. They could care less.
You ever seen any yaks?
I can't say that I've seen a yak.
Okay.
I've seen a llama and
Okay,
a
yeah.
camel.
Oh, that's dope.
A yak. My sister's friend had a llama farm
Okay.
in Colorado, I think.
They got llamas in Parkland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta go see
Yeah,
those.
that shit dope as fuck. Yeah.
There's a place in California where I'm from in the Bay that's called Petaluma, and so we always like made fun of Petaluma, like, oh, can I go to Petaluma and pet the Lumas?
Oh shit, that's so sick.
And then about Cali, oh my God, I love San Francisco. I love that Kamala was, Willie Brown's girl, and she came in and she was.
You said Willie Brown?
Willie Brown was the mayor of San Francisco when Kamala came into the district attorney's office.
Okay.
He was maybe in the district attorney's office, but I can't remember properly. So don't quote me on any of this. But Kamala was with Willie Brown. She was his girlfriend, but he was in a 10-year hiatus.
Willie Brown, a black guy?
Yeah.
Oh shit, she dated a black dude before?
Yeah.
Willie Brown.
Willie Brown. Willie Brown is the man.
Oh,
Willie
shit.
Brown is the man. He's the mayor of San Francisco for many years.
Oh, that's dope.
Willie Brown is the man. He gets stuff done in the Capitol.
Okay.
He gets stuff done in the Capitol. In Sacramento, Willie Brown is the player and shaker. And
she probably would have had a shot, and she would listen. Doug Emhoff.
Yeah.
Super fucking cool. I gotta say one thing he said.
No,
listen.
Yes.
One thing only thing I can say that he said that I really like was one of the coolest shit I ever heard in my life. He said the kids I rode bikes with when I was a kid are still my friends today.
Yeah. And
I ain't never heard no shit like that in my life. That's hard to do.
My girl from high school.
Not high school, I'm talking about bikes, 5, 6 years old. We outside past
I didn't
you grow apart from people, like different scenarios.
That's
right.
In the neighborhood, but if Allie Gosendi were to call me, if Meredith Gosendi were to call me, I would definitely pick up the phone, especially for you, Allie.
Right. That's real.
She stayed across from my grandma and my uncle's house in Burlingame on Linden. It's right down the street from the school stadium, from Birmingham High School football field.
Okay.
Oak Grove neighborhood. Here's to everybody in Oak Grove.
Oak Grove, that's real.
And Oak Grove, the capital as well. And everybody in San Mateo, Foster City.
I like San Mateo. San Mateo, dope.
You like San Mateo?
Yeah.
All right. I love San Mateo.
Yeah,
San Mateo is my hometown.
Okay.
I don't care. I was born in Suva, Fiji. San Mateo is my hometown.
Right.
My family said, like, that's it. You got a ticket to go back to San Mateo. I said, I'm not going back to Mateo.
Mateo, yeah.
I was all like, and then my friend, oh my goodness, my friend, he's a fool. Here's to you, Jeff, getting beat up at the airport in Mateo. I said, next time, just give me a call. Give me a call. I'm part of the tribe. I'll get you somebody to help you.
Right.
But his case was dismissed, and they just released him.
If you don't mind, can you go back to the Kamala Willie Hill?
Oh yeah, Willie Brown.
Willie Brown
Was the best mayor of San Francisco. He was actually at the hotel that I worked at, which was the Best Western on South Airport in South City.
Okay.
South City, South San Francisco. Like the city is San Francisco. So Willie Brown was there for a function, like a fundraiser, of course, with a bunch of church ladies. And I was like, "Hey, Mayor," and he's like, "Hey, how you doing? Like, Willie Brown is the man, but so is Gavin. Gavin, you're the man.
Who is Gavin?
Gavin Newsom is the governor.
Oh, the governor. Okay.
So Gavin Newsom and Kamala were always neck and neck. And so Gavin,
What do you mean neck and neck? They were oppositions?
Yes.
To
run.
Okay.
To run for president.
I got you.
Gavin.
Run for governor.
And run for governor.
Okay.
But she lost. She lost both.
Okay.
She lost the presidency. She lost the governorship.
Okay. She lost the governorship first, right?
Yes.
Okay, heard.
I think she ran for governor. you know,
She might have ran.
it's
Okay.
been a minute. It's been a minute.
But maybe they ran for something at some point, or they were
Well,
just
they're both strong Democrats. They're both of the party.
Okay, gotcha.
And then also, so Doug, and the best thing that he said for me is that he was kind of like, "Hi, this is Doug." When he left a message for her.
Oh yeah.
Hi, this is Doug. You can. He was like such a dork. That was adorable.
Right,
It was
right.
adorable that you like fronted that you were a
But
dork.
outside of that though,
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta say from me, from my black man perspective,
yes.
the optics was never great, which
What do you
was
mean?
black woman, white man,
White
prosecuting.
Jewish man. White Jewish
Oh,
man.
definitely white Jewish man. Get prosecuting black man, sending black man to white
That
man
is
prison.
her job.
Yeah,
That is her
right.
job.
Think about it. Right. Your job is to send Negroes to jail, and your
But
pleasure is to go to bed with this white man at night.
But-
That shit just eats my heart alive.
Okay,
I
I
can't
understand.
even stand the thought.
Okay,
You get what
I
I'm saying?
understand.
That shit breaks the Negro down beyond what you can even know.
I can't even wear that. For
Right,
you. I can't
and
even
to
wear
have
that
the
for you.
would
It hurts me
for
listening
the
to it.
possibility to
It
have
hurts
to
me
see
listening
that
to
as
it.
president every day.
It hurts me listening to
I
it.
would have died.
I mean, you know, it hurts me listening to it. It hurts me for you to listen to that.
It was very emotional during that time. I took that race serious. That shit gave me not only the over the edge for Trump, but that alone, that aspect. And then when you look at
Well,
the
you know
fact
how they
of
say that she hates the Jews? She's married to a Jew. How the hell can
no,
that
that's
be
just
possible?
that's some listen, like you said earlier with the white woman dynamic, where she's not a white woman. She's a listen, one thing that's undeniable, they showed a picture when she was running for president when she was like the prosecutor.
Yes.
And she walked in. This motherfucker was at that time. I don't know what I was top 3 finest motherfucker I ever seen in my life. Ever. When she hair was blowing and shit, I said this bitch fine. And that's what hurt even more. You feel me? Like that's usually the ones who they get and don't even fuck with Negroes. That's why I was shocked to hear you say she fucked with a guy named Willie Brown before. That's shocking.
How
And
did, well,
because it would
because
seem
her lover now is not black. That's why that shocked you. I mean,
no, it seemed to me just period her denial of just it seemed her identity right now is in, her identity became into question and Trump seized on that, which was I think her identity was
he seized
no
on
this,
it
he seized on it because it was an issue that was it was a wound that was already open. He didn't open the wound. He opened it. He made it bigger because it was something he saw that he can exploit. I believe that because of the fact that she never said claimed any Jamaican heritage or anything like that.
She did claim her
I ain't hear no
heritage.
Jamaican heritage.
Okay, she claimed her Jamaican heritage. People like, oh God, what is that? Anyhow, let me not try and quote the source because I don't know the source.
No, I was using the what's name. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, you good. You good. Nah, you good. You good. But bottom line, I believe that it's ultimately just the fact that she was just the white guys, the fact that she, mind you, her tenure with Willie Brown must have been short and must have been, I don't know, but it seems ever since my introductory to her into the limelight
and
was,
she was with Montel Williams.
Wow. Well, this is very shocking then.
Oh my God.
This is all shocking
Y'all
to me.
know.
What the fuck?
You
Kamala
don't
was with Montel Williams.
I think so.
All right, you thinking on that then.
No, I think that's the right name.
Montel Williams, the one who fucking used to be on with the turtlenecks and shit. Montel Williams.
I believe so.
Montel Williams say, let's talk about it when we come after this break. That Montel Williams.
I believe so.
After Ricky Lake, damn, that's crazy. But
yes.
if that's the case, then that's amazing.
Yes.
But just for me personally though,
why do people think that she's only been with this choice for her whole life?
Because that's all that I guess the media and she chose to reveal. It helped her career. Look what you said you went through. You said with your people.
Yeah.
So it helped her career. She understood it was more marketable. Motherfuckers don't want to see No, we ain't trying to see a whole 100% screw on black down couple, nigga. Somebody gotta have a little representation of somebody else.
Well,
And
my
so,
my my best friend ever is Amy Shelton, Judge Shelton's daughter, and she said that her grandma had said something to the extent of, "If you're not lighter than a paper bag, you're no grandchild of mine."
if you're
And
not lighter than a paper bag, you know, grandchild of mine.
or I don't want you as a grandchild, or some kind of messed up shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my culture is the same way. There's racism within the culture. Like when my dad was born, my biological dad, he was very fair, and his dad was more fair because his dad is like half German, so they said, and so that's why I pay homage to my German culture, because they say that we are half German. We are not really like the native Tongans because they're more darker skinned than we are, and they're
So how does
shorter.
a German mix with a Tongan? What, it was a lot of Germans in these Polynesian islands and stuff?
There were boats that came by to trade,
Okay.
and so there were some Germans. They jump off the ship and come and stay, and then get back on their ship. So when they had kids with the native girls, like they were obviously not full. You could tell they were half something. I mean, this also happened in countries like Korea. I mean, look at Heinz Ward. Heinz Ward is like almost an
Well,
ambassador.
Korea, obviously Vietnam and all that stuff. Like a
Yeah.
lot of black guys in
In
the
Germany, I
army.
was asked if I was a war baby, and I was like, yeah, sure, for sure. I
Right.
don't care.
Right.
Like, for sure. I'm definitely not white. I'm definitely not white.
Right.
So if you want to classify me as a war baby, for sure. That's fine with me. If you want to classify me as like half black, half white, that's fine with me. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Just know that I'm not full white.
Right.
Also know that I don't want the German blood. I don't want it. I want to be pure-blooded Tongan. I mean, I'm proud of my culture. We're the jump-off spot for the Polynesian Islands. That's me, and I. That's not me just saying that. There's there's a museum in Japan that has a picture of a woman from Tonga, and it has us as the jump-off spot. So we're the country where all of the rest of the Pacific was settled from. They started off in Tonga. And you can tell that because when they speak in Tongan, the diphthongs in Tongan are hard. So, like the pronunciations of stuff, the pronunciations of words are really guttural. Really guttural.
What do you mean
And
by that?
I mean, they're heavy. They're
Okay.
heavy. Like, they almost sound German. They almost sound like Good Morning, wie geht es Ihnen? Right?
Good morning, video you see.
Yeah, they almost sound like "Good morning, how are you?"
Yeah.
You know, but in Tongan it would be like "Malalele fefe hake." I mean, it's guttural.
Okay.
You know, and then in Hawaii it's like "Aloha." What the fuck? It goes from that to that.
Right.
It goes from like the tribe to like, "Oh, hello, tourist. How are you? Where's your money?"
Right.
You know.
Oh, it's just quick and subtle.
Yes.
Okay.
It's because it's the last jump off spot. It's the last island settled.
Gotcha.
I mean, and oh my God, my Maori brothers and sisters there in New Zealand. Oh shit. Y'all are fools. Y'all are fools.
Right.
I have to tell you how proud I am of y'all. But you know, one thing that you did that was not good is you found another island populated with another tribe, and you just said, like, oh shit. What the are they doing? Oh, they're not fighting. Let's go kill them. And you killed them. I mean, I don't believe in not killing. Like, you know, like you looked and you conquered. That's war. It's the absence of rules.
Right.
You know, but my God, you killed your brother. You killed your brother. Like,
You said in New Zealand?
in New Zealand.
And who was that actually did that again?
The Maoris.
The Maoris?
Yeah. The Maoris are the native to New Zealand. They're the ones that go and do the war dance.
Okay, gotcha.
Kayate.
Okay. Oh yeah, I seen that. That's going back to that tiki thing, right? That I was talking about. Yeah. Okay,
the
gotcha.
Tikis are from New Zealand.
Okay, heard. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then the girls, ladies, when you do that's a man's dance. Please don't do the war dance. It's ungraceful. Do it. It doesn't matter to me. Like, you know, whatever you want to do. But I don't know. I think there's specific gender appropriate things.
Right.
Because I'm old school and my dad's a soldier, so he always said to me, "Little girl."
So who's been a bad president?
Who's been a bad president? I think a bad president is. Oh, y'all are gonna get me for this.
Well,
But I
Nixon,
don't
right?
care.
Nixon is
Nixon
a
is not
unanimous
as bad.
bad president. He's
Nixon
unanimous.
is not as bad as somebody who is.
Probably can go down as. I mean, obviously the ones with the slaves,
okay.
you can just start off with all of them
No.
and say that they the worst ones. But
Best presidents. Let's go with best presidents. Best president Lincoln, because the Emancipation.
all right, so we're gonna do our top three back to back.
Okay.
So you say Lincoln.
Yes, I say Lincoln. Lincoln first because he's a great writer.
And so far, listen.
Yeah.
Oof.
He's a great writer. Lincoln said we're gonna destroy ourselves from within, and it's happening. It's happening.
I'm just for right now so far.
Yes.
Even though it's hard to almost say, I gotta see how this turn rock out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say JFK for me at number one, and my reasons for that being because we had the gold standard, the real gold standard.
Okay.
That was the last time we had the gold standard. And remember those 62 Liberty, that's collector's coin too. Those 62 Liberty coins. But that a lot of people would bet to argue that he was killed because of the gold standard, and fiat currency is what brought us into this debt in the beginning of the genesis of this conversation and the genesis of all our problems that we have inherently had for the ongoing presidencies. The presidencies. So by that problem steady perpetuating over the years through each president, I believe that was the last time that I know you said we never stopped being great.
Yeah.
But if ever a time we did stop being, as far as financially, because mind you, it ain't never been great for the black diaspora and all that.
Diaspora, yes.
Yeah, so it's never been great in that regard. But having said, just from a financial and ownership regard, there was a lot more blacks owned things in the 60s than they do now. Way more. Big ass houses. Houses that you see, all you gotta do is look when the shit was built. It was built in the 50s and the 60s. They was getting this shit built brand new, big, crazy ass houses.
Yeah. So
they had it. So with this gold standard, that was real money. That's when we was really the richest. That was before we had inflated money, which made us the richest, which made us the absolute powerful, unquestioned. We had the strongest military as well, but before our military was well defined as the strongest military through the infrastructure that we put through the money and finance and technology. Our money is what made us respected and loved by the world, because everybody wanted a piece of that shit. Just like a rich person, we was the rich guy in the room. And yeah.
I'm good. I just coughed.
Okay. And so that's my.
Okay.
So that's my number one, and you got your number one.
Yeah, number one, Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, who's your number two?
Number two, Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Because Barack Obama is a Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
He had to be civil. He couldn't take punches. He couldn't pull punches. He had to be civil. Jackie Robinson took it all. And Jackie Robinson, holy godfather to Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds has a tainted legacy because of the doping. I don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
For a godfather to Jackie Robinson,
right.
Or Willie Mays. I don't know.
Willie Mays was the godfather
to
Barry Bonds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson is Jackie Robinson.
Hank Aaron was one. I think Hank Aaron was godfather. It was one of. I think Hank Aaron or Willie Mays was one of. Okay, yeah. My bad. Barry Bonds break Hank Aaron record, and Willie Mays is Barry Bonds' godfather.
Yes.
But you was mentioning Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. Barack is Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
So Barack is
number two. Gotcha. My number two guy would be
Oh wait. I have to retract that.
Okay.
Number two, Johnson,
Lyndon B. Johnson,
Lyndon B.
LBJ. Now
LBJ.
listen, so funny.
Number two, LBJ. LBJ don't give a damn.
I like to a degree. I fought with LBJ. And I always thought it was he had the coolest initials because I used to always like calling LeBron LBJ because he replaced that. People only know LBJ as LeBron, but the first LBJ was Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson put through the Equal Rights Act.
Right.
Lyndon B. Johnson is better than Kennedy to me because he was the one that pulled the trigger.
Mm.
You know, Jack is freaking wonderful. He's wonderful. He said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Fucking brilliant. I mean, now that's a president. The Kennedys are like, they're here to serve. They're here to serve. I mean, sorry, Teddy, that your shit went wrong. You know, but when you've got bad ethics, your shit goes wrong. And you're never going to be president. But like your two brothers died. I'm sure your mom doesn't want to see a third brother die.
But you know the thing is this. You say Lyndon is that's your number two now,
That's
right?
my number two. Yeah.
Okay, so my number two would actually be damn, what's this guy? Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh no, not Teddy.
And I'm gonna say Teddy.
Not
and
the
reason,
not Teddy.
and I'm gonna say Teddy.
Why Teddy?
Because
he's a tough guy.
No, because he's the most unique president. This motherfucker had 4 terms. He died in his.
No, that's not Teddy.
He died in his.
That's not Teddy. That's Theodore Roosevelt.
That's his nickname, Teddy Roosevelt,
okay.
Theodore Roosevelt,
Because
but they
his
call him
uncle
Teddy.
Is also a Teddy.
Yeah,
his uncle is also a Teddy.
Okay.
His uncle is also a Teddy.
Oh yeah, but they call him a Teddy for short, though. Theodore Roosevelt, the one who had 4 terms.
He had 4 terms, and you know he's a Democrat, right?
Right.
And the Roosevelts are an old blue blood family.
But this is the thing, though.
Lots of cash flow.
You got to know that the Democrats were the Republicans because the Republicans were the Federalists. Before they had the Republicans, they had the Federalists.
I know my history.
Right. So it's not a surprise that he was a Democrat because that's why these Democrats now are losing touch with their base because they're acting like Democrats of then. They're stuck on their 60s Democrat shit rather than some 2025 Democrat shit.
This is why the Democrats are losing their base.
That's why they lost.
Because they're getting too heady. They're talking about graphs. They're talking about polls. They're talking about bullshit when people can't put food in their fridge. Now that's the real shit. I don't have a job. Now that's really affecting me. I don't have food for my family. Now that's really affecting me. Don't tell me how you're going to make tomorrow better. I'm talking about today. Talk to me about today. Don't talk to me about a brighter future. Talk to me about today. Talk to me about a chicken in my pot. No, you're talking about something.
Oh, my bad. And I'm sorry. Second president would have been Trump. My bad. Trump, it would be my second, and Teddy would be my third. I apologize. Okay. I meant to say that Trump would.
Why?
The list. So I already explained why Teddy would be my third then, because I just explained Teddy. I want you to tell me your third, which is Obama now, right? Because you already said, because you pushed him back for Lyndon B. Johnson at 2.
I did.
So
it wouldn't be Obama. Actually, it would be Jimmy Carter.
Listen, shout out to Jimmy. R.I.P. just died.
Yes.
And goddamn.
It would be Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy, my third too.
Oh,
whoever was third get pushed off.
Teddy
Jimmy, my third too.
Yes.
Jimmy only because, like, listen. First of all, he came on peace.
Yes.
He came on peace. Well, he came on peace. I learned a lot about his life in his death. You know, and seeing it, like, being by Planters, Georgia, and all that, and seeing that how, like, I shout on myself, like, all the work I'm doing in the backyard and just cleaning up, like, in rural Georgia and shit.
He's smart and humble.
But this was, when you around those people, those small towns, it's really church based. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm working for Habitat for Humanity because of Jimmy.
Right, and yeah, he his post presidency said it all. He lived in the first of all, his house was less than 200 grand. That's the first thing. 200 less than married to the same woman by 80 fucking 90 fucking years.
Right.
Damn.
They did something right.
You know what I'm saying?
They did it right the first time.
Never
One
moved.
and done.
Didn't listen, but his face was so gate where he can just go in. Ain't nobody fucking with him.
Right.
Nobody
he's the man.
I would imagine almost a scene like Coming to America when
worst president. Oh, I know people are gonna be gunning for me. Worst president.
You want to go
Reagan.
top 3 worst presidents?
Ronald Reagan's number 1.
I'll put him. Listen, I would like to say Reagan that one, but Nixon gonna be my number 1.
Why?
Well, let's put it like this.
Because he's crooked.
Damn, I gotta revise my list and think it out smart.
Okay, Reagan number 1 because he listed tomato paste as a vegetable. Tomato paste, ketchup was listed as a vegetable.
And it was able to be served throughout cafeterias, through all the schools and shit. As a vegetable, yep.
Yeah, that's a crime.
No, it is. Yeah.
That's a crime on kids right there.
Right.
I'm not going to even talk about Reaganomics. I'm not even going to talk about
Right. And then the welfare queen and all that stories of bullshit like that.
Right.
And he was the first one saying super predator and like how that's Hillary word, super predator, I think she said. So but yeah, the thing is, so Reagan's your and I get that. So many other the war on drugs, quote unquote war on drugs.
Number 2.
Oh God,
number 2.
he's
Andrew
a good
Jackson.
number 1.
Andrew Jackson, number 2.
And Andrew Jackson was gonna be my number 1.
Okay.
So we got an agreement on Andrew. You know the funny thing. And I just gotta say this before I
and Andrew Jackson is president number 7, and I love the number 7 because I'm number 7.
Oh, you talking about Andrew? It's 2 Andrew Jacksons.
Okay.
I believe so. I believe our second president was an Andrew Jackson.
No, I don't.
We got George
Adams.
Washington.
Quincy Adams.
Help me out. Quincy Adams. Where the fuck that? I'm getting old as fuck. Somebody done left mad over that. We done said all this great shit. They like, but anyway, it doesn't matter. And I'm talking about one of our founding fathers, our second or third fucking I really listen. If I was gonna be honest.
Next. So did I name 2? Number 3.
What was your number 3?
Oh, people are gonna hate me for this, but Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson?
Thomas Jefferson.
Damn, he should have been my number 1. He's my number 1 because he's the one who got the most stories out. Most of them, without the stories out, it's hard to really form an opinion. Okay. But Jefferson, his stories of the rape of, and then he got these ancestors of black ancestry.
Because that's his wife's half sister. That's his wife's half sister.
I'm talking about the ones he was fucking, like he was raping his slaves. He wrote he helped with the Declaration of Independence.
He wrote it.
So I only say help because you still got John Hancock who signed the shit.
Best president number 4, Ben Franklin.
If you was to say best president number 4?
Ben Franklin.
Okay.
Love Ben Franklin.
What did you like about him?
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Penny saved is a penny earned. That's super cool.
Yep, Ben Franklin.
I would have said.
Ben Franklin also wanted the turkey to be the national bird. I think I could be wrong.
A turkey would have been smart. We eat turkeys. I don't know how motherfuckers would have felt about that on Thanksgiving. Right. But I would have said Thomas Jefferson 1. Obviously, now mind you, I'm just because I'm just want to be a variety with it. But the easiest one is to say top 4 would have been top 4 worst would have been the first 4 presidents. It's just that easy because the inception of all this shit was wrong.
Oh no! God, he's really smart, but I hate that guy. Oh gosh, I've forgotten his name.
But
he showed like.
I say Nixon is my number 2 guy.
Is
the for the worst president because Nixon not only was like not an educated man to me, he didn't speak educated to me. Him and George Bush was on the same round. I'm talking about George Bush Jr.
Yeah.
Like as far as intellect and how like they regard is like you could say I used to one thing I could say that was in hindsight about George Bush Jr., he's the funniest president. It wasn't funny when he was president. It used to know. I'm like, yo, this man can't be stupid. I'll be like, no, this is crazy. But now in hindsight, after everything is over, life is great and all that shit, then it's like, oh, that shit was funny as fuck. But it wasn't. Not for real time. Not when you're thinking that as a kid. Because at this time, I was really growing into politics. And I'll never forget, you remember General Wesley Clark?
Yeah.
And I actually thought General Wesley Clark back in the days would be great when he was running for president.
I thought Colin Powell was going to be our first black president, but Condoleezza just slam dunked him.
Mm. And you said Condoleezza just what?
Slammed Colin Powell.
What did she slam him for?
She slammed him for like whatever she wanted to.
Okay.
And then he became non-presidential.
Well, that was George Bush girl, and that's why she got her job as what? What was she?
She's Russian studies. She deserved her job.
Okay.
I have nothing to say about Miss Chanel.
Okay, gotcha.
And she was provost at Stanford. She came back to Stanford. There was provost. I mean, a black woman at Stanford, as provost. Hell, fucking yeah.
Are we talking about Condoleezza?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Stanford. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about Stanford, and let's talk about Judge Ladorce Cadell, first black judge in Santa Clara County. Stanford educated. Badass, like the best. I only saw her in passing in 2007. I was putting on an accent. I was putting on a southern accent and answering the phones for the Obama campaign, and she told me, don't do that. And I said, oh my God, this woman is righteous.
Right.
I'm lying on the phone, and she told me not to. I was like, holy damn. And then she goes, oh, I said, I know Judge Shelton. And she says, oh, you know Franzel. And I was like, nobody calls Judge Shelton by his first name except his friends on the bench.
Right.
Which is her.
Right.
Like, she worked with the San Jose State Police, or not San Jose, I'm just used to saying San Jose State as a school.
Right.
She worked with the San
Jose.
Police.
Right.
She worked with the San Jose, California. It's like the 11th largest city in California.
Okay.
She worked with the police for the betterment of brown and black people. Like, oh my God, Madam Judge is, she's great. Like, she's got a book out. If you want to read her book, please read her book. I haven't read it myself. I hope if she hears this or somebody tags her in on this.
What do you remember the name of her book?
I think it's Madam Judge.
Madam Judge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it
Gotcha.
was released last year.
Okay.
I tell everybody that goes into law that is a black woman, read her book. She's a black judge, and one of the first black judges in California history.
Mm.
Well, actually,
I'm gonna
the
actually
first
look.
judge in California history for Santa Clara County.
Santa Clara County.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
which is where San Jose, the city of San Jose is.
Gotcha.
She was the judge in Santa Clara County, and Judge Shelton was the judge in San Mateo County.
Okay. I'm gonna look that up. I like the title of it, Madam Judge.
I think it's Madam Judge.
That even if it's not, if it is something called Madam Judge, I'm gonna read it.
It's either called Madam Judge or Her Honor.
Her Honor. I like both of them.
You like
yeah,
both
Her Honor.
Yeah. I renamed your book. I'm sorry, Judge. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Madam Judge, Her Honor. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So I
So what do you think the problems at hand so far as like politically?
I think the problem at hand politically is that we're infighting. We're infighting.
But the infighting has to happen.
No,
and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because the infighting, you can't organize the house until you integrating what's inside of it. And what's inside of it is a bunch of unorganization. It's one thing about it is the government has gotten too big. When it's too big,
No.
I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. Right.
It has to be.
No, listen. No, when it's too big to point fingers, then it's a problem.
No, it has to be.
If it's 100 people and somebody throw a rock, and 99 of y'all ain't ready to call out that one person that threw that rock, then we got to get rid of y'all until we can start seeing who throwing rocks.
No,
because
that's not true.
but it is true, because if there means no accountability, we blame presidents for bad presidencies instead of the like we, for instance, we done named some bad presidents through the actions that we just saw, right? But in future, now that more eyes are tuned into politics, people are gonna be looking at more than just the
But I
presidents.
don't think that more eyes are tuned into politics. I think more eyes are tuned onto the heavy men.
I think Donald Trump brought way more eyes into politics. More people was following what was going on every day with
Yeah, because
political
he's a
affairs,
showman. He's a showman.
but it still
He's
brought
a
it to the
circus.
forefront of the
He's a
people.
circus.
It brought it to people's mind. To
What brought to
one,
people's mind is a
mo,
circus?
no, what I'm
Is it circus?
most of the time,
I
people.
mean, I want a statesman. I don't want a circus. I want a statesman.
But
I
it's
want a statesman. I want somebody like Barack. I want somebody like George H. I want somebody like that. Okay, I want somebody like Ronald Reagan.
what is the statesman's
A
thing like?
statesman is a man that is stately.
And
A
what?
man that stands up and people stand up behind him.
That's what we got going on right now.
No.
He's standing up.
He's standing
He's
up,
getting
but
things
it's a circus. And you know what a circus has? A circus has a kissing booth. And who's getting kissed? Not us. Who's kissing the ring? Not us.
I don't. Other countries kissing the ring for the first time.
No, that's not true.
So
Other countries are beating us black and blue.
recent hit.
Canada is beat. Canada has a flag that now says "fuck Trump" on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Because they said fuck Trump because they said we are a nation. Don't ever call us the 51st state.
They,
Don't ever disgrace us with this shit.
Listen,
ever again.
I'm gonna tell you what
You're
happened.
a solid country. You're a
So
solid
Justin
country.
Trudeau, he went to Mar-a-Lago, right? This was
Everybody went
several
to
months.
Mar-a-Lago.
No, I'm just saying.
Everybody that's in the seat of power went to Mar-a-Lago.
3 weeks later, he stepped down.
Yeah, he stepped down because he's not willing to do business with that.
No,
He stepped
no.
down
Listen,
because he's
right?
not
No,
willing to
listen,
do
Rick.
business with that.
That's cool, but he's still
It is what
under.
it is.
He understand he's not going against a pawn like the rest of these
Oh, my
guys.
Lord.
You got to think they've been
It is
giving
what it
our
is.
money away.
It is what it is.
It's the time
It's not our money. It's the nation's money.
that makes it our money. The nation's money is our money. There ain't no magical money.
Okay, you pay your taxes. I
Right,
pay my taxes.
right. So that's what I'm saying. It's our
You
money.
know what? I have no claim on this.
I'm.
That's the government money. I don't care.
I ain't gonna say it's the government money. I'm gonna call it my money because then they owe me that still at some point. That's my
They don't owe
money.
me that. You know why? Because I got the best roads in the world. I got the best protection in the world. I can go to
The
sleep and
roads
leave my
ain't
door
great
open.
everywhere. We got a infrastructure that's falling apart in a lot of places, baby. That's
No,
what
California,
it's so
we got
funny.
the best roads in California.
You know what, Joe
And we
Biden?
got
Let me ask you,
freeways.
what was his campaign moniker when he was running for president? Do
I
you
don't
remember
know.
his slogan?
I don't know.
Build back
And
better.
you think he didn't do that?
Hell no.
You think he didn't do
We
that?
ain't getting no infrastructure done. These roads
you
is
don't know the
horrible.
bills that were passed.
You gotta be
Oh,
traveling,
you
baby.
need to read the papers better.
I'm talking on the roads, not through the airs, through the roads. These roads are effed up throughout the
I
country.
understand that. That's
Bridges
Broward.
is
That's
effed.
Broward.
I'm not talking about local. I'm talking about through the country. When you
The
travel
country
along
is under
Interstate
a great
95,
rebuild. The
75,
country is under a great rebuild. The country is under a great rebuild.
just on Alligator Alley, you got damn little fucking grooves in the road. And I used to ride this shit to Temple, and drive to Temple 3 to 4 times a week. Man, the road then throw you into the grass from all the old truck and skid marks through it. Ain't nobody re-graveled it. It's so many damn projects that's need and then these companies that's unregulated. You know,
since 2015.
You know how much
the
it
roads
is.
are not better than they were in 2015.
You know how much it is to put a traffic signal up? $400,000 just to put one single truck.
And so what?
We don't have a lot of them in a lot of places because city municipalities don't have the damn financing from the federal government.
That's that city's problem. They
From
need
the
to,
federal-
They need to lobby. That's that city's problem. I have no problem.
So if it's
with
that
them.
city's problem, that's that whole country outside of this country problem. You get
that's
that?
Fine. That's fine with me.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what Trump is saying. He's saying.
What is Trump saying? Please tell me what he's saying.
He's saying it ain't that city problem.
What's he saying? He ain't that city's problem, and what does that mean? What does that mean?
He's saying.
Like, tell me like I'm a fourth grader what that means.
I'm telling you what he's saying. He's saying, matter of fact, forget that little city. We talking about that country. He's saying the same way you just said. That's that little city problem. That's the same. Because I ain't saying what he's saying for little cities. He ain't told me what he said for little cities yet. What
Okay.
he's gonna do for little cities. He said we're bringing the jobs back to America. I don't know
What
what he's
jobs? What jobs?
the.
What jobs?
the
What jobs?
I'm telling you. Well, I gotta
Okay,
answer a
okay, okay,
question at a
okay.
time.
Sorry.
All right. So the first question is, what this
And
what
why
he's
are
doing to
cars
these
being
countries?
sold? Why
Dude,
are
listen.
cars being sold?
What he's saying to these countries is, check this out. For too long, we've been carrying y'all as if y'all 51st,
He said
52.
that
We might as well
before.
have been a
He
united of
said that
100 states.
before.
Well, technically, the United States has been 100 states, which has been
He said
48
that
states,
before.
48 solid states carrying the rest of the goddamn world. I'm talking about like the fucking
Oh, you're talking about
GDP.
NATO? You know what NATO said to us? They
Can,
said
can,
we don't give a, we
NATO
wanna.
definitely gives a damn.
They
NATO,
don't
listen,
give a
they
damn.
would serve better if they just let America be its own fucking shit and NATO be its own shit because our army is good enough that all you motherfuckers
No,
together.
no, no,
But
that's not true. That's not true.
it definitely is.
Our allies back us up. Australia is in the sand for
Listen,
us.
it's
Australia is in the sand for us.
when it's time for election season. Who got the most what do they call it? The electoral votes. California, right?
Yes,
Why? Because California got the most people, right?
yes, and the most
Um,
money.
and the most money. Well, America is that on the world stage. America has, when it comes to NATO, we the fucking California of the electoral fucking. We got the most pull in that shit. Without us,
Yeah,
it
but
ain't
the
no fucking
electoral college
NATO.
sucks.
It's just a bunch
The
of goddamn
electoral college
secondary ass
sucks.
countries
The electoral college
to
sucks.
use Trump
It
term
needs.
shithole countries trying to put
I'm
peace.
from a shithole
I ain't
country.
talking about that. No, you from America because that's part of America, Hawaii, all that
No,
shit.
I'm not from Hawaii. I'm from Fiji.
Fiji still part of Hawaii. They consider all that
No,
shit.
Fiji is not part of Hawaii. Fiji is an independent
Well,
country.
okay,
It's under England, but it's an independent country.
right. Okay, well, the point
It's a
I'm using, I
Commonwealth
only
country.
said that to take a stab at the European. That he basically wasn't talking about European countries when he said that. But I'm talking about European countries when I'm in the black way. To say shithole countries because they need us is at the end of the day. That's what I mean. I ain't saying they shithole countries. I'm saying that they
Well, people
need
use shithole
us.
country to like
They no,
say,
no. What I'm saying is no. I get what they use it for, but
yeah.
what I'm doing is counterintuitive, meaning that I'm turning it around. When he said shithole countries, he was talking about Hades of the world. He
Well,
was talking about
let's talk
fucking
about the Hades of the world.
right, right. But I'm talking about the fucking goddamn Frances of the fucking world, the fucking goddamn
Germany's of the
the
world.
Germanys of the world, the fucking goddamn Spains of the world, and the rest of that shit that I have no fucking desire to see because I'm happy right here in the fuck America, a true
I have
fucking Native
desire to see
American.
Spain.
I have no desire to see none of that shit.
I have
And
desire
so
to see Africa.
uh, I got a desire to see my farm grow and see more acres and be prosperous in life and get my fucking justice for the civil injustice that happened to me under American statutes. But outside of that, if I travel, it's so many other parts of the fucking world
I
and
want to go
Africa
to
itself.
Dubai.
It's a whole Africa I haven't
I
solved.
want to go
But
to
that's
Dubai.
if I even do any. I do know, like I said, I do gotta take a cruise. That's definitely gonna be just the vibe.
You can take a cruise for free.
Oh no, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna start getting to the. But this is the thing. I just want politically based, real quick, to wrap it all up. I just want to say that ultimately, I believe that. Oh yeah, because I just want to make this adamant point as far as what he's doing with these countries. In my opinion, he's telling the rest of the world, pay
Yeah,
your
but
own tab.
yeah,
That's the thing.
yeah.
Nobody wants us. And people act like they mad about us
I'm
not
not
paying
mad. I'm
everybody
not
tab.
mad. I'm not
What's
mad.
wrong with saying that we don't need to pay every
He
even?
said that already. It's the same old
But
shit.
that's the.
Different day, same shit, different day. Same shit,
But
different
why
day.
should we be taking
Same
care
shit,
of a
different
country
day.
well over here and we got cities?
Because it's in our best interest.
How?
Because it's in our best interest.
How does that help
When
our
our
interests?
allies do well, we do well. When our friends do well, we
That's
do
a
well.
talking point.
When our friends
When
do
our
well, we do
allies
well.
do well,
When our friends do well, we do well. When your brothers do well, you do well.
our allies are right in this
It's guilt by
country.
association. It's guilt by association. When you do well and your friends do well, you do well.
Listen.
When your family does well and you do well,
And when
you
your
do
country
well.
does bad, you don't do well. And when your people of that country does bad, you don't do well. So
Yeah.
allies doing well don't mean shit. Because the allied people, guess what? The allies like a Israel, for instance. These motherfuckers, you want. Oh, and that's another part when I was saying shithole countries. Fucking economy we talking about. We fucking 70% of the economy, which is welfare. Just straight fucking unpronounced crazy numerical numbers that can have every American kicking back with their feet up, chilling, living fucking life without any desire to fucking
Well, you
work.
can do
If
that already.
no.
You
I'm
can do
talking
that
no. I'm talking
already.
about with a roof over the fucking head, not to be without a fucking roof. I'm talking about they can take care of this. You remember he had that guy that Asian guy who was running talking about universal income.
Yeah.
Remember he had that ideal of
Yeah.
$1,000 a month for
Yes.
America. We could actually afford to do
Of
that
course we
shit
could.
with the fucking
And it
money.
doesn't need to
But
be
I,
$1,000. $600
but what I
would make a difference
but
for
what
every
I
family in this country
so
that
so
qualifies.
right so what I'm simply saying is with all this fucking extra surplus of money, we just fucking got a country. I just found, you know what I just found out through this fucking little war. They got a Israel has a better defense system than America.
And so
How the fuck
small
we the
country.
richest
Small
fucking
country.
country
Israel is small.
in the world? Richest country in the world, and we ain't got the best defense system. We got the strongest fucking goddamn nation, strongest army, best technology, and we don't have the best defense system. Somebody interest
I
ain't
beg
in
to
here.
differ. I beg to differ.
Somebody
I beg to
interest.
differ.
What you
I
talking about?
beg
They
to
got a
differ.
whole ballistic system that's blocking all these missiles. That shot. They was bragging no, they shot 500 or however fucking many missiles and not none of them touched down. That shit was just fucking hitting everything. We ain't
Well,
got
what
no
about the
shit like
stupid
that in
balloons
America.
incidents? What about the balloon incidents? Remember when
America's
the
so
balloons were
open.
coming
America
from
this
China? When the white balloons were coming from China, and we tried to like follow them, shoot them down. What
look
about
what
that?
made
We couldn't
Trump
get that.
qualify. Somebody at Cass P asked what makes Trump qualified. And somebody said overcome. Somebody was on your side. You know they were good. So look, that's the thing.
What?
I'm gonna finish up that real quick and wrap it up. So what made Trump qualify? I've said previously, but I used to get shadow banned when I was saying it when they was running for president, and I used to do the videos. I used to people used to they used to be like my videos, nobody was able to tune in on it because I was getting shadow banned by the government because I was pro Trump or whatever. But I was saying the points. My obvious points was simple, which was we got a suppressed market. When the market is suppressed, just period, simple. No, but let me tell you though, if I got 3 options,
Yeah.
I have to choose one of you 3.
Okay.
If I got 30, I got to choose one of you 30.
Right.
I could dictate the terms in various ways.
It's better to have less options.
It's better to have less options for the employee.
Yeah.
It's better to have more options for the employer.
So
as an employee, you want less. Right, business is business. But under that business moniker, fucking goddamn, I need to be able to damn not be having a person be able to undercut me. And this business is willing to let this person undercut me because the business is going to take the better deal. Yeah. The better deal is the exploitation of you, which is capitalism.
No. Exploiting things and doing the right thing could be one and the same.
No.
Yes, it could be.
Think about it. No. You think
about it. You think about it. Exploitation and business and best option possible could always be just one option. The best plan possible.
I just worked at a hotel with this lady, and I never finished saying it. This lady, right? This guy, okay. Give me 2 minutes. I'm finna get that going, and I'm gonna wrap this up. This guy, he fucking ran this hotel, and he like his workers to stay at the hotel. That way, he could cheat them out of most of their goddamn money, and he's charging them to live at the fucking hotel.
Okay.
Right. While they're cleaning it.
Is he from another country?
Of course he's Indian.
Of course.
He wouldn't be anything else.
We wouldn't be anything else because this is not Calcutta rules, baby. This is America. That shit is exploitation. That shit is wrong.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's America. And this shit is built for that type of treatment to workers this shit is about destitute. It was built off of destitute. And it was the destitute of a people who was being taxed without representation by the king. They fled. Taxations without representation. Christmas addicts. Yeah, Christmas Addicts, the little black kid, first person that died in the Boston Massacre. A lot of people don't know that.
I know that.
And so Christmas Addicts, and throwing the snowballs and shit. With that said, though,
Who are the Petersons?
you say who?
Who are the Pinkertons?
Who are the Petersons or
Pinkertons.
Pinkertons?
Do you remember them?
Nah, educate me.
They are right. They are union, and I think they were always sent in when there was union strikes. That's who they are.
And they were sent to break up the unions?
They were sent to not break up the unions. They were sent to police the riots.
Okay, gotcha. And but you know, I say all that to say and then even though he wasn't the president, whoever helped I was put going back in that who was bad presidents, whoever helped campaign on J. Edgar Hoover.
Hoover.
Yeah, whoever helped finance that was a horrible president there. Because there used to be Bureau of Investigation. They only got their federal funding when they went out to Marcus Garvey. And they helped tank that. And Marcus Garvey was the first person who was brilliant enough to understand for blacks to operate independently. Mind you, Marcus Garvey came before King. So Marcus Garvey was like, yo.
Is he part of the Chicago 7?
No, Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
And Marcus Garvey traveled the world. And they look at him almost and
yeah, but it's violent.
No, he was nonviolent. Not only was he nonviolent, he had his money right, and he hadn't seen the world before he even made it to America. He lived in a lot of Latin American countries, and then he saw that black people were at the bottom of that structure, and it was always white, no matter what country it was. So by the time,
why do you think that is?
Well, that goes back to colonization.
It goes back to the English.
No, it goes back to colonization because the English ain't the only people colonializing. It goes back to the Europe. That's why I said European shithole countries is just what you heard me say, because it goes back to the European countries. All these other countries are mimics of the fucking European countries. You can't name a country outside of fucking Europe that isn't a mimic. Even this country in itself is a mimic.
Yes, I can.
So tell me.
China.
China, that is right. That's it. China and possibly India.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you can't. Everything else is a mimic.
China is not European.
Over and over and
China's
over.
not European, but India is.
Yeah, India is definitely European through the British colony. So that's been captured. So China is the only one. But outside of that, that shit all been, So it's a replica. And so, mind you, America got into the game late. So we had to do our shit, our colonization through papers and shit like that. That's why you got the Puerto Ricos and the territories of the Virgin Islands and shit. Because we couldn't do it like
Samoa.
we couldn't do it like how they was doing it. Like, hey, we coming in this bitch bombing shit. Hey, this our shit. We couldn't do it like that by the time we came in the game late, one of the older newer countries. So but by the time America came into the game, you already got Portugal done dominated Brazil and dominated other places. You already got France done went to Sudan and Africa and got these people speaking French in Sudan.
And Nigeria.
You feel me? And Nigeria and stuff. So it's like you already got the British done been in South So you got all of these things.
But Liberia for America, hell yeah.
Liberia was tight. That was a unique hell of an idea that they created, that you got the black free people that had money and were affluent were able to start a piece from their own identity and work around it. With that said, we done wrapped it up. We done did 98 minutes. Oh yeah, the final point I will say about the Trump part is what I believe that he doing in my final opinion. Whatever the Project 25.
Project 25 is very evil.
All I'm saying is simple. These damn outside damn countries gotta pay up, pay their share. We ain't financing nobody. NATO, you defend for yourself, we could defend for ourselves. We good. We the one been backing y'all. See, now listen, don't get me wrong. I get it. Scratch your back, scratch my. Meaning that we come in your country. We put a base there. we could keep eyes of what's popping. Well, if we got to
But
get the
some of your
end,
country put a
it's
base
all
there.
strategic.
It all happened after the World War II.
But it's all strategic
It
though,
all
so we
happened
could
after
get.
World War
We got to
II.
be in close proximity to bomb our enemies, and not them in close proximity to bomb us. That's just the bottom line of it.
Okay, well, how is that the bottom line?
Meaning that
The
if we can
bottom
bomb
line
them
is the
first, it's
bottom
who bombs
line.
first.
The
That's who
bottom
wins the
line
war.
is no. We both lose. We both lose. We proved that by Nagasaki and Hiroshima. We both lose. We both lose.
Who
They
lost in
lose
not
and we
who
lose.
lost outside of Hiroshima?
Nagasaki.
No, I'm saying you said we both lose, but what American? How did Hiroshima affect Americans?
It affected Americans in that we rebuilt Japan and they are better than us.
We didn't rebuild no Japan.
Yes, we did.
No, we just had politicians and crooked politicians exploit us. We had more money and still got more money than Japan. Japan just invest in the right shit. They invest in their kids and invest in technology.
No.
So who make these Japanese technologies? Foreigners?
They do. They do.
Do we make our technologies?
Yes, we do.
So why?
Go to SAS. Go to SAS.
So if we make
SAS, we make our own technology. SAS is the best in the world.
Yeah.
What they do.
Listen, I mean
HP
Apple
is the best in the world.
Apple, yeah, Hewlett Packard, they doing their thing. And but what I'm saying is, and you got another one too. What was that? McAfee. Citrix used to help with McAfee and stuff like that. But
Norton.
yeah, Norton. But all in all, I still
I
think
have to disagree with you. I have to disagree with you. I have to disagree with you. I have to agree to disagree. Because when your allies do well, you do well, the whole world does well.
But watch this though. I'm gonna point you out. These same companies you just mentioned, and I worked at Citrus back in the days. Everybody was foreign. It was few Americans. Everybody was foreign. So I say that to say these are American bred. All these tech companies is foreign, and people that's working like you said. This
I worked at in-house. I worked at hotels. Hotels are always in the city, always in America. They're not overseas. I worked at hotels in America, mainly Cali.
I'm talking about American birth people who are the primary people at tech companies, meaning American educated rather. You're not seeing that.
My best friend.
Oh, my bad. You know what they call American educated? Person who was born in another country and got their degree from an American institution.
No,
they call that American educated.
My best friend is American.
I'm talking about from grade school on up.
No, I'm talking about Amy Shelton too.
Okay.
She's American Game Cat. Her great grandparents were sharecroppers from Louisiana. Her granddad was the first black dentist in Cemetery County, and he's from Nebraska. Her mom is black, her dad is black, or she is black. She went to UCLA and USC Law School, and she works at Apple. Oh shit, Amy's gonna be fucking pissed.
Amy, what's up? We giving a shout out to Amy and shout out to whoever just came in.
Amy's very humble.
Yeah.
I'm giving her pedigree.
I'm finna get ready to end this, but
yeah,
we had a hell of a I thank y'all for tuning in. We had a great conversation on politics. I thank my co-host today, and she's been excellent, amazing, and
thanks for your time, everybody.
Yeah, and
thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah, and we thank y'all. Like, I kept her anonymous because I'm gonna start off doing these sessions and being anonymous with different opinions from just different women and telling me their perspective about politics. And I think it's awesome when you get the other perspective because you can learn and grow more. All right, y'all take care.